It's time for the all-time draft of 2016, presented by McDonald's. Money Monopoly, all sorts of cash prizes. And otherwise, you go to McDonald's, you get the thing, you peel the sticker away, and there you shall find your prize. Next week in Chicago, 32 prizes, or 31, if I stand corrected, will be awarded in human form to NFL rosters. At the draft, we're doing the same thing here. We're just expanding the possibilities really exponentially, because instead of being able to choose from a pool of the current collegiate players, we are expanding it to all human beings for all of time, save the ones currently on NFL rosters. Like the Terminator teaches us, you can't be in two places at once. Beyond that, the rosters are as they currently exist in 2016. That means Josh Norman isn't on a team right now. However, he's not retired, so he's not eligible. Okay. The team needs remain the same as they are in 2016. And because we're evaluating these guys as prospects, we ask that you look at Jim Brown coming out of college, not as one of the all-time great running backs of all time. Joe Namath out of Alabama leaves Tuscaloosa.
We're calling him Sunset Joe, right?
Sunset Boulevard. Joe Namath moves into Jeff Fisher and presumably will be the starting quarterback from day one. Sorry, Case Keenum. Dan Marino from Pitt goes to the Jets. I like that fit there.
I hate it.
You don't like that. You don't like Danny Marino there. You think he's going to be good and torment your Dolphins for years to come, eh? Yeah. Jerry Rice went. Where did Jerry Rice? Oh, he went to the Detroit Lions. I really thought that the Lions would do well to go after the kid out of Georgia Tech, Calvin Johnson, because
he went to the Vikings.
Yeah, he did go to the Vikings, but it's a shame because Calvin Johnson just retired from the Lions, and they need to replace him with somebody. And I thought that kid at Georgia Tech would be a perfect fill-in for him, this Megatron kid from Tech. Troy Polamalu went to the Bengals. The Steelers took Ed Reed. And so we are up to pick number 26. And where are we, Black Tie, there?
We're at number 26.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't have my list. Who's number 26? I forget.
Seahawks are picking.
Oh, the Seahawks.
Yeah, of course.
See? Well, I don't have my list in front of me, so I off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank here. Who's on the scene in Chicago?
Charles Davis in Chicago.
Oh, our pal Charles Davis also doing great work on Path to the Draft. Charles, what do the Seahawks need here?
With pick number 26, the Seattle Seahawks, who do pride themselves on being a complete team, running the ball on offense, but playing great defense, they've got a decision to make. Do they try and get better in the offensive line? Do they even look to snag a running back this high in the draft, even though they had a guy who gave them some production last season? That's a possibility. But I do know this. They love their defense. And you have to get after the quarterback. I don't care where you are in the NFL today. That's why I think they go to Virginia Tech and get a guy by the name of Bruce Smith. And frankly, I'm stunned he's lasted this long in the draft, but he's there for the Seattle Seahawks. And could you imagine what they will do with that guy, the former Hokie, who knows how to get to the quarterback and can play the run a little bit as well?
Alex Gelhar, let's start with you. We know that John Schneider and Pete Carroll like to go defense and beef that up as much as possible, but they obviously have some needs on offense. Where are they going?
I like the pick on defense, getting Bruce Smith. Personally, I think their whole run of success has been predicated on getting after the quarterback and playing good secondary on the back end. So I think Bruce Smith's kind of a no-brainer there.
Handsome, how say you?
There's a hole at running back for them. And I think the guy who can run hard, really, imposes will on the opposition is a guy called Marshawn Lynch.
Ooh, out of Cal, right? Yeah, and Cal has a nice stable of running backs that have succeeded in the NFL. I'm going to go down Texas way and say Earl Campbell would be a nice pick here. All right, let's get to it with the 26th pick. The Seattle, or the 26th pick in the all-time draft of 2016, the Seattle Seahawks select from UCLA offensive tackle Jonathan Ogden.
Ooh.
I like, if this is what they're going to be, and a passing team, at least find that balance that we saw in the second half of 2015, this makes a lot of sense. Protect the franchise already. Russell Wilson, teams get a little bit loose with that. If you are the Packers with Aaron Rodgers or the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, you can sort of ignore the offensive line because you've seen your guy be able to thrive in spite of that. So it goes with the Seahawks. But, with Russell Okung moving on, I like this move here. He's a giant, too. I don't know if you've ever seen Jonathan Ogden. At number 27, Charles Davis. Lay it on us. What do the Green Bay Packers need?
It's time for pick 27, and you'll hear some booing now because the hated Green Bay Packers are on the clock here in Chicago, and Bears fans don't like them mentioned no matter what. But frankly, for me, it's down to two positions for the Green Bay Packers at this point in the draft. A tight end who can make plays downfield. All right, if you're looking at maybe even a Mike Ditka at a pick, can you believe that? Imagine him showing up in a Green Bay Packers uniform, or maybe at a linebacker position because they need someone in the middle who can control things and patrol and maybe move some other guys back out on the edge where they deserve to be. Well, let's go ahead and make the pick then. Let's go down to Waco, Texas, because the pick I think they should make played there for the Baylor Bears. An absolutely maniacal effort guy, a guy who studies the game as well as anyone, and when you want people to hit, this guy will do that. Mike Singletary to the Green Bay Packers, playing linebacker. That's the choice I would make. Run the card up to the podium.
I've heard good things about this Singletary character. They say it's all in the eyes. You just look at him. You're a Packers guy, Gelhar.
I am.
I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you think they should do?
I would love the Singletary pick. They just signed Jared Cook, so I think he can help in the passing game. Aaron Rodgers lifts everybody else better, and they're trying to move Clay Matthews back outside.
Right.
They need a smart, physical, fast presence in the middle, and I think Singletary would bring all of that.
Handsome?
I don't know about Singletary. Can't win with him.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't do it. I don't know. But the pick is in. The Green Bay Packers at number 27 select from Pitt tight end Mike Ditka.
Oh.
This is fascinating. I think he's going to do well. He grew up in the hard-boiled town of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. I think this will translate to the good people of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
He will certainly be a fan favorite.
Yeah. I think look out. I mean,
Could have a career in coaching after he retires, I'm told.
he's a savvy guy as well.
Savvy, smart guy.
All right, so there goes Mike Ditka to the Packers. At number 28, Charles Davis. What are we looking at here?
With pick number 28, it's time for the Kansas City Chiefs to go up there and make their selection. And right now, you've got to figure in their draft room, they're mulling over a whole lot of possibilities. Defensive line is a big-time spot for them. Charles Haley out of James Madison has been an intriguing guy that's really caught the eye of a whole bunch of people, wondering when he's going to go in this draft because they see a unique blend of playmaking abilities from this guy. But I know the Chiefs, they like to throw the ball around a little bit. They love offense. If I'm them, I find one more receiver and say we've got to be able to stretch the field and get deep. I'm going to Florida A&M University where Jake Gaither holds reign, and he always says he wants his players agile, mobile, hostile, and maybe a dash of speed. How about Bob Hayes, wide receiver, a running back in college? We're converting him and putting him out wide for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Not familiar with the names that he's throwing around there,
Yeah.
but that's what happens at the back end of the first round. The James, those highlights of Charles Haley from
Pretty
James
good.
Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I liked seeing that. That was a lot of fun. Yellow on yellow. I encourage you, Nate Demand, go check it out on YouTube or NFL.com/podcast. Handsome, what do you think they should do?
I think a running back could be a good one for them here. Jamal Charles coming off an injury, maybe look to the future. Emmitt Smith
Emmett's from Florida.
from Florida.
Yeah,
Impressed me a lot. I think he's a guy that could.
feels like a reach.
They just re-upped their other backs in that backfield with Charkandrick West.
Never have
Spencer
too
Ware,
many.
So they've got depth. I would rather see him get help in the passing game.
Black Tie, lay it on me. You have to announce the pick from back there, I'm afraid.
All right. With the 20th overall pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Bruce Smith.
Oh, they get Bruce Smith. All right,
that's
there they
exciting.
go. That's a good pick there because with Justin Houston presumably gone for all of 2016, this is a team ready to make hay in the AFC. I feel like they can really make a deep run. In fact, we're hearing talk from some of their players that they're going to cut it loose this year. They're going to open it up a little bit. Travis Kelce, I believe, said that they're going to take more risks in 2016. They just have to maintain the high level that defense has played at. I think that.
At pick number 29, the Arizona Cardinals feel like they
What
have a
just
pretty
happened there?
stacked team, but there are always still a few spots to fill in. I mean, let's think about the tight end position because that's often a quarterback's best friend. An Ozzie Newsome out of Alabama or a Tony Gonzalez out of Cal, they both make a whole lot of sense. But there's also a prevailing thought that preparing for the next quarterback is something that Arizona ought to do. Bob Waterfield comes to mind. Norm Van Brocklin out of Oregon comes to mind. Those are guys that can fling the ball deep, and that's something that Bruce Arians loves to do, to press the ball downfield and make those kind of big-time plays. But I tell you, the big guy, the guy that people aren't talking about who's going to be an absolute winner in this league, in my opinion, automatic Otto Graham out of Northwestern should be the selection for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, Bruce Arians, I'm in the same headspace, but I'm going to throw out another name. A guy who really throws a terrific deep ball is Jamarcus Russell out of LSU. He might do well in the Valley there, Valley of the Sun. Handsome, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's two ways you go. You either look for the quarterback to replace Carson Palmer, or you say we've got 2-3 more years, we're right on the brink, let's get him some weapons. I like Tony Gonzalez at Cal.
I would love the Tony Gonzalez pick, personally. They've got 3 great wide receivers there already. Get another element over the middle and just light up the scoreboard.
Right.
Well, with the 29th pick in the all-time draft of 2016, the Arizona Cardinals select, wow, how about this one? From San Diego State, running back Marshall Faulk. They were very excited about David Johnson.
He's going to be angry.
But maybe they liked the Chris Johnson element before he got hurt in 2015. This guy is super fast. I don't know how well he's going to run between the tackles, but at the very least, he's going to be a nice third down option for it. All right, let's get to the 30th pick there. Congratulations to that Aztec, Marshall Faulk. And at number 30, let's get to it, Carolina Panthers. Big shakeup, obviously, without Josh Norman there. Where should they go, Charles Davis?
At pick number 30, the Carolina Panthers, they know how to have some success now. They want to be a black and blue type of a team on both sides of the ball. They want to rock them. They want to sock them. They want to pound it. And what they need is another running back. So I'm not even going to talk about other positions because to me, that's what they have to have. That's what they should go get. A Tony Dorsett would be absolutely fantastic at a Pitt. But let's go ahead and just throw all the rest of the names out. Let's go to one guy, the Tyler Rose out of Texas, Earl Campbell. Because if you're going to rumble, if you're going to go in there and go chest to chest with people, Earl Campbell provides all of that. And by the way, at his size, he'll absolutely run over someone and then run away from everyone else. Earl Campbell from Texas, hand in the card and make yourself very happy if you're a Carolina Panthers fan.
I like that a lot. Some people are projecting him. You mentioned the name Marshawn Lynch out of Cal. I think this guy is maybe even a better version of that, and he really suits that identity of Carolina. Earl Campbell would be a great pick there for him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you look back to the Super Bowl, I think it was tackle was really where they struggled. Those guys were dominated at the line of scrimmage. I think possibly looking in that area, a guy maybe a John Hanna. Or an Art Shell. I think there are still some great tackles on the board.
Personally, I was going to say Earl Campbell before Charles even mentioned it because if I'm a defender and I'm staring at a Cam Newton, Earl Campbell read option play coming at me, that is something I don't want to be in the middle of.
Yeah, and then again, you wonder now with the shakeup, do they go corner? Let's see who it is. At pick number 30 in the all-time draft of 2016, the Carolina Panthers select from Georgia cornerback Champ Bailey.
Oh.
All of a sudden, this talk of is he a system guy, is he a shutdown corner? Champ projects to be, in fact, a true shutdown corner in a league that doesn't have many of them. Or if you listen to LaDainian Tomlinson, who has good things to say about a kid out of TCU named LaDainian Tomlinson.
I bet he does.
But analyst at the NFL network here, LaDainian Tomlinson, says there are no shutdown corners. Champ Bailey out of Georgia threatens to expose that as untrue in 2016. We'll see. That's a fun one there. We're wrapping it up today, Black Tie.
31st pick is up next. We got two more. We got two more picks.
All right. So at pick number 31, let's get to it then. The Denver Broncos, world champions.
Wait, these guys won the Super Bowl and they've got the 31st pick. Who has the 32nd?
I couldn't help it. I'm a generous soul. I didn't want the Patriots to miss out on the fun. They're going to be. But let's get to Charles Davis. What do the Broncos need?
With selection number 31, the Denver Broncos are feeling awfully good about themselves, and everyone is immediately pointing to the quarterback position. Who do you go and get? I cannot believe that this guy from Notre Dame is still sitting out there, and that's Joe Montana. Great feet, good decision maker, very accurate thrower. But I know this. They won their championship on defense. So can you bring back a guy who knows how to hit people upside the head, whether it's in the rules or not, Deacon Jones? That's who I would go get because he's going to be an absolute force, a wrecking crew. And that's how they won before, and they'll go back to the same formula. Deacon Jones, defensive end, would be the pick if it were up to me.
What a coup that would be that for all of these players available, two of them, if they do in fact go Deacon Jones, 2 of those players would come from Mississippi Valley State. We already saw Jerry Rice from the same school go to the Lions earlier. Handsome. How
I mean, look, Deacon Jones seems like a nice pick, but if you've got Mark Sanchez leading that team, I really don't think it matters who you've got on defense.
I don't. But who is this Joe? Have you ever seen
Montana
Joe Montana?
kid.
He's a
Sounds
little guy. He's not.
That's a huge reach.
Somebody's going to break him in day 1 in camp, and I don't even think he has much of an arm.
I'd rather them look at another guy from a smaller school, a bigger guy with a big arm, Brett Favre. Down in Mississippi.
Yeah, that Southern Miss kid. Yeah,
he's got a cannon. You put that up in the thin air at Mile High Stadium.
He's got
various times.
swagger. Yeah, I like him. Yeah,
like
the Denver Broncos at pick number 31. Elway delivers the card. It is from Notre Dame quarterback Joe Montana.
Good call, Charles Davis.
That's a reach.
Well,
That's a
I mean,
reach.
I don't. Charles Davis must know something.
Right.
Because this is, well, listen, who am I? Am I an expert? I guess not, because this one just seems ludicrous.
Not going back to the Super Bowl anytime soon.
Good luck. The Denver Broncos, this is the same team, mind you, that selected in the first round a generation ago Tommy Maddox out of UCLA. How'd that one work out? We'll see how this one does, too. I think Broncos fans are going to be missing Jake Plummer by the end of 2016 when they get a load of this guy. And at pick number 32, the Patriots may not have a pick in the real draft next week, but we couldn't help ourselves. Charles Davis, who should the Pats go out and get?
Now, this has to be special for everyone here because we actually have a 32nd pick here in the first round. Our commissioner has directed us to tell you that the New England Patriots are getting a selection in the first round. And every year we talk about the Patriots needing a wide receiver, and somehow they fashion together tremendous offense without actually going and getting that receiver. But Steve Largent, could you imagine going to Tulsa and getting him and putting him into the lineup and making people a whole lot happier throwing the ball downfield? But if the Patriots are true to who they are, they do like to control the ball on the ground, don't they? And there's a guy out of Kansas, a little bit of a different guy, but boy, can he tote the rock. And his name is John Riggins. I would go get him. Control the football with Riggo, pounding it downfield. I think the Patriots fans would be very happy with that formula, maybe even hoist up another Lombardi trophy.
I like that pick. What the film I've seen on this Riggins does seem like he would be a good fit there. Another Kansas guy, though, would be Gale Sayers. He's more flash and dash. Handsome, where are you looking?
I think Largent fits what Belichick likes to do with receivers. Get an undersized guy and make him work. I'm very surprised.
Got a high motor?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Has he got surprising speed?
He's got surprising speed. He might be a slot guy.
He's a gritty player. Brings his lunch
gritty.
pail to work.
Exactly.
Is he a Wes Welker type?
He's a Wes Welker type, a Julian Edelman. The other guy I'm surprised hasn't been mentioned at all, if we're looking at running back, is Texas's Ricky Williams. I think that guy's going to be great.
Now, what about in terms of wide receivers? Yes, Largent fits the mold of what they like to do, but what about getting somebody that gives them another element, like the kid out of Marshall, Randy Moss? Can run and jump out of the building. Gives them an element they don't have. You put him outside, you get all those guys in the middle.
I don't think it would work in New England.
No?
I can't see him and
Belichick and Randy and this Randy Moss
Brady
is
and him
apparently-
gelling.
I don't know. I think they might be able the ones to mold him and turn him into something great.
Isn't he a me guy, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know who else? From Clemson, Fridge Perry. They still have some room.
I could go for that.
Yeah, that could be a good one, too. All right, with the 32nd and final pick of the all-time draft of 2016, the New England Patriots select – who did they select, Black Tie?
They selected wide receiver Steve Largent.
They go Steve
They
Largent.
did.
They do go ahead and do it. Steve Largent, yes. That's know who you are, I guess.
Right.
And this is what the Patriots are. Steve Largent. Have I ever heard of him? No. Is that going to stop him from catching probably 110 passes a year?
No.
From Tom Brady?
Certainly
No,
not.
Indeed. No, indeed. So congratulations to all 32 teams. I like those old Tulsa uniforms.
Those are
Look
sharp.
those up on YouTube
The
as well.
golden rainbows.
I
Golden
said it before.
hurricanes.
My favorite thing about the all-time draft is the old highlights of these guys in college. These, as it turns out, it's been a ruse on you guys the whole time.
What?
These guys are actual Hall of Famers in the NFL.
What?
Most everybody selected
Really?
here. But,
I had never heard of any of them.
there you have the all-time draft of 2016 presented by McDonald's Money Monopoly. Go play that game